you know what? Like, literally, half the stuff you be doing, I be thinking somebody else behind the camera.
Nah, I do everything by myself, yo. So I figure, like, man, if I could do a lot of dope stuff with myself, then shoot. Once I start getting better equipment and, like, a little crew, it's going to be official.
But let's tap on something, because I'm going to tell you what got me.
Okay.
Okay, you just did this video. In that video, and I'm like so serious, because I really thought that somebody else was like literally maneuvering the camera. So you was doing it.
I did everything. Everything. Yup. So I like it in a sense because right now it helps me become creative. So it's like, people always say it's never an excuse. You can't have an excuse. So I'm like, all right, well, it's just me. I got a tripod. And I'm going to have to get different angles, so I have to do it in a way that I can't have those angles with just myself doing it solo.
But the control over the camera, that's one of the things. Because, like, in this video, one, you was laying in the bed, and you got up, and you talking about, like, how much time people waste. They don't take advantage of stuff. But it's one particular scene that got me. It was when you was putting on the watch.
Right.
Like, in the way that thing was faded out, and you did that by yourself. But I'm going to tell you what I took from that video. That one video, to me, I was looking at it and I was like, whoa. How much time, we get up in the mornings, especially people who aren't entrepreneurs, they go to somebody else's job. We get up in the mornings, and when we get up in the mornings, we like putting so much time, effort into getting ready and going out that door, beating that clock to go clock in for somebody else. But when it's time to do it for ourselves, like, people don't do it. Yeah. They don't get up and like put the time and effort into ironing their clothes and making sure they in that door, swiping their card, punching in. They don't put that effort into their own business, right, or their own self, or something that they want to do, their own self-discovery. It's real quick to just be like, hey, I'll get there when I get it. I'll do it when I do it. I'll see it when I see it. Like, they look at entrepreneurship as, I'm going to lay in the bed 2 more hours because I can do it.
Yeah.
They don't even turn on the alarm clock. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. The first thing I do is I set my alarm clock at 8:30. If I get up past 8:30, I'm late.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm late.
For sure.
I'm late. And when I say I'm late, it's like I'm late because I have obligations that start at 9 o'clock.
Right.
That's the time that I say, like, hey, I'm at work. Whether or not I'm leaving the house that day or, and this is a 7-day a week. So that watch part, to me, that one clip, that's what got me. Because I know how valuable my time is when I wake up in the mornings. I know how valuable, like, I don't look at, people get lunch breaks. We don't get lunch breaks as an entrepreneur. You like in the car and you almost like realizing that you passed somewhere, dang, did I eat today?
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's the side of being an entrepreneur. Like, these people, who get up and they do go clock in, they sitting there at a desk all day long, and 12 o'clock hit. Oh, lunchtime. We don't get that. Dinner time. Sometimes you look up from whatever you doing and you realize it's 10 o'clock at night. Oh, people going to bed. And then too, you get out of the habit. The real habit is you so business minded and being an entrepreneur that you feel like you can call people all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially like with me, because right now, even though I'm doing the entrepreneurial thing, I'm also working a job too. So it's like I'm up all the time. So like you said, I kind of think that everyone is on my schedule. Oh man, how you sleep? I mean, who goes to sleep, yo? So it's one of those things. So
it's crazy.
Why you think it's like that though? Because like that was the whole point of me making the video, and I probably just put the video in here if I can, so they can see. It's only like 59. It's like a minute. But I think my whole reason for making the video is just showing that our time is limited. Like, our time is limited, and oftentimes we spend more time putting it into someone else's hand than we do invest in our own selves.
I call them babysitters. I call them babysitters. People who babysit in your dream. or you babysitting somebody else's dream. That's just, it's like a company. Like when you start a company, if you do an MLM, multi-level marketing. In multi-level marketing, it's a great thing. Don't get me wrong. People advance, they learn, and they maneuver through there, and they gain them great concepts to brand themselves. But at the end of the day, while you're doing the multi-level marketing, you're not making the millions. You're making the other company, the person who owns that company, that money. It's a great startup, so you can start getting clients and consulting and doing all that other stuff. But then at some point, you got to realize your money limited.
Yeah.
Your money is limited, so you're babysitting somebody else's company right now.
Right.
You're working for them still, even though you're working for yourself. So it's like we have all these different babysitters. That would be like me calling you and saying, that would be like me right now calling you and saying, hey, let me put my brand in your hand. Can you watch it for a second?
Right, yeah.
And then I turn around and get upset because you're not doing what I asked you to do because I'm not focused. I'm not putting the time and the effort that I really need to put into my brand.
Yeah.
That's what happens. People feel like, hey, I can start something for 3 minutes and I'm going to give it to my little cousin and my cousin to do all the work. No. You do realize that your cousin just transformed your brand, made that brand into who or what they wanted it to be. And then up on top of that, as they turned it around, it's no longer yours because you can't even answer a question.
Right.
So all the time and energy that you put into this brand is no longer your brand. People do this on a day-to-day basis. They get up and put so much time and energy. They become a babysitter for somebody else's company. And in babysitting, you sitting there, you making sure they get their money. You making sure everything run like they want it. But you're an entrepreneur. Yeah. The same time and effort that you put into theirs, put into yours.
Yeah, it's someone interviewed me last night. Shout out to my homegirl Katrina. So she interviewed.
Shout out Katrina.
Shout out Katrina. I don't know if she'll even see this.
She'll see it. We gonna tag her.
Yeah, I'm gonna let her know. So she interviewed me, and it was the first time like someone really interviewed me, and she was just talking about like, asked me a question about like what made me wanna, do my own thing. And I think one of the reasons is that not only about time, but it's about having some sort of control. So like if you got your own business, your own brand, you can control it. So if you want more people to follow you or you want more people to use your services, then you just gotta get better, gotta market it more. You have some sort of control. But I feel as though working for someone else, if I wanted to get a raise or a promotion, even if I'm qualified for it and people go through it all the time, if a certain person don't like you within that company, you're not getting that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a cap. And this lady I used to work with, she was like, I want something steady, 9 to 5. I want some steady income. I'm not really trying to go about having commission. And I was like, it's all about perspective because if you look at any business, everything is commission. Like even at the job you work at, it's commission, but they're paying you a salary because you're working for them.
Right.
But if they're not getting clients or anything, that's all commission right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I always say, if it wasn't for someone thinking about the business, starting a business in which you work at, you wouldn't have that job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's all a mindset, yo.
It is. I mean, a lot of people feel like, I want. But how bad do you want it? Like, just sitting here dreaming about it. I want to be a millionaire. Okay, well, what you doing to be a millionaire? How you gonna become one? What foot you putting in front of the other one to actually take the steps to do it? I want $20,000 extra this year. What's your plan? What's your concept? Like, again, let's move back to time. How much time are you actually giving to the thought? How much time are you putting into it? How much effort are you putting into it? If you want that $1 million, it's not going to walk up to you and say, hey, I'm $1 million. You want to spend me? You want to put me in your bank account? No. You're going to have to go out here and do something to make it happen. And most people don't realize they already got it. They already have the plan. You just got to put your foot forward. You got to move. You got to stop saying, I want to do it, and say, I am doing it. Like, that's one of the biggest things. I mean, and in branding, that's one of my biggest challenges that I face with people, because they'll say, well, you know, I want to do, I'm thinking about. Stop thinking, start doing. Like, if you don't take your leap of faith, you don't take that risk. That's all starting businesses is. Even in the entrepreneurial world, starting a business is a risk. It's a huge risk.
Everything a risk, though.
There you go.
Because it's like, not to cut you off, but like my pops, he worked for a company for like 20 years, and they just up and packed up and went somewhere else. So is that security right there? He can't ever get those 20 years back. So you start off working 20 years old working for somebody. The company, you got 20 years of your life invested in a company. You 40 years old now, 40 years young now. That's still 20 years, and they leave. Now you gotta start over somewhere else.
That's a risk.
You know what I'm saying? That's a risk. Everything is a risk. Everything is. You know?
Everything. I mean, even getting in your car, driving to work, that's a risk.
Right.
You taking a risk.
Right.
You're taking a risk at everything. Everything. Going to the grocery store and buying groceries. The risk is the food fresh? Is it gonna be good? Are you gonna get sick from it? Like, it's a risk in everything.
So why not risk on yourself?
Take
that risk. I mean, I'm not sitting here and say, yo, quit your job right now.
Right.
Because, I mean, I'm still working. But at least, you know, some dame dad said, he said, it's not about you not having a job. There's nothing wrong with that. He said, there's something wrong with you not investing in yourself. So you got to invest in yourself. And I want people to know, too, that, like, whatever your gifts is, or your gifts are, go for it. I've had a lot of people come up to me just for me simply starting this whole Voice TV thing, saying that, you know, I'm inspired. I've always wanted to do this and that. Now I'm seeing you moving, and make me want to do what I can do. I never thought that I can make money or make a living off of my talents. Why not, though? We've all been conditioned like that. I mean, I was thinking the same way, too, so... Just, yo, if you got some talents or whatever, go for it. I mean, why do you have them if you aren't using them? If the world can't see them and the world can't experience your gifts from God or whatever you believe in, why have them?
True.
So you're not, even if you feel as though it's God-given ability, you're not utilizing what God gave you by just housing it in. If people just in your family, in your household know that you had this talent, what good is that doing? If it's for the world to see. Let the world see it shine. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody was given a gift by God. Everybody. It's all about what you do with it. He gave you a gift. Everybody that is born and put on this earth has a gift. You have a talent. You chose this talent. And you're probably 9 times out of 10, you're doing your talent. If you a babysitter, you a great babysitter, everybody from the neighborhood comes to you, that's your gift. That's your talent. Hone in on those skills. Maximize your growth. Start a business from it. Start training people to do what you do. Like, it's little small things. It takes nothing to make money. Well, let me take that back. It takes something to make money. It takes the willpower to do it. It takes the effort to do it. It takes the time and the energy to do it. That's what it takes. But if you just sitting and you just, what am I going to do? Like, my back is against the wall. What you doing to get off the wall? Matter of fact, what I use with my own people, everybody I work with, what's your flip? What are you flipping? How you making that extra dollar? Because if you sitting here, you can babysit 10 kids in the neighborhood, that's your flip. If you can transport people around Charlotte or anywhere, that's your flip. That's what you do. That's what you love to do. Whatever makes you, when you wake up in the morning, if you getting 10 cents and that you just so excited to go do it, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's your passion. You're passionate about it. You don't care if you make $3 from it. But guess what? You'll spend 30 hours in 2 days sitting there trying to figure out your passion. Matter of fact, something for your passion. But let your job call you. You only going to do 8 hours max. Max, if it's not something you're passionate about. All you're going to do is go in there, clock in. I'm doing my job and I'm getting up out of here. You're not going to take no extra time to do no overtime. It's none of the above. It's bye. It is goodbye. You in your car before they even notice you out the building. pulling off. But with your passion, you spend countless hours doing it. You don't even realize you're doing it. That's how comfortable you are with doing it. Because that's what you do. That's who you are. If you cook and you just sitting in the kitchen and you making up recipes and you humming, and next thing you know, you've been in there for 12 hours, that's your passion.
If you would do something for free,
go.
Katrina asked me too. She said, "Do I think I would ever give up?" I'm like, "Nah, I won't give up because I'm doing it for free. You know, it's something that I've been doing and I would do for free anyway. So if you have a passion for something, you're gonna always do it. So whatever your passion is, I think, you know, whatever your passion is, try to find a way to capitalize off of that." And go there. I mean, we have instincts for a reason, so we know what makes us feel good. We know what makes us feel bad. That's why I always give it instinct. So if your gift is something that makes you feel good, hone in on that and just begin. Just start. Just start, and then you'll find yourself attracting different people in your life, and just different things begin happening. And one thing I learned just from just starting is like learn to like appreciate getting outside your comfort zone, because that's when you begin learning. At least for me, I began learning just by getting outside my comfort zone, because whenever you're comfortable, you're still in the same lane, so it's almost like you're stagnant. So I've begun to learn how to be uncomfortable. Like, I'm about to do something uncomfortable.
He got me out my comfort zone.
Oh, word.
Being on camera.
See what I'm saying? I'm about to do something uncomfortable tonight that I don't really... It's uncomfortable for me, but I think it's something that would be very beneficial and something I need to do. It's going to help me grow. So, hey, just do it. Just do it. Just start. I just say just start. Nike's is just do it. But when you just start, I think that's the hardest thing to do sometimes. Is just start it. And once you begin starting, you subconsciously, you start believing in yourself. You get affirmation, people reiterating that, hey, you're doing a great job. They love what you're doing. And that gives you that extra push, even when sometimes you don't really know.
Yeah, because he pushes me. That's the one thing. Like, he doesn't realize
this is new to me. This is new to me right
listen
now.
to this. Listen to this.
Because she pushed me, so.
Okay, we push one another.
Right.
So, here goes. I'm not a camera type female. I've always hidden behind stuff, because that's who I am and what I do naturally. I bring my clients forth, and I don't bring myself forth. So at the moment, he knows that I am rebranding myself so that I can start doing more things. But he making me get on camera. He making me sit here and do pictures. He always like taking pictures of me or something, and it's taking me out of my comfort zone. He knows it. He knows it. Right now, he knows it. But he does it, and because I respect him so much, like, that's what I'm willing to do. But typically, I wouldn't do this. He made me do radio shows. He made me do all kind of stuff to put my voice somewhere. And it's like, it's crazy because I do voiceovers. But he bringing me from behind the scenes and making me come forward. Because this right here, to me, he'll tell you it took me like 15 minutes to get ready to sit right here. It took me like 15 minutes to get ready. And then it was just like, okay. But he's always pushing me out of that comfort zone. And if you got somebody on your team that does that for you, if they give you that push, like, they supposed to be there for you. You have to stop sometimes and start listening to people. Because he been doing this to me for some months now. Like, you need to do this, you need to do that, and finally I gave in. And when I gave in, that's when, oh, okay, now I got you. So now you need to do this. So now let's do that. And he keeps pushing me. And it's okay. Like, is it taking me out of my comfort zone? Yeah. Crazy part is, I can stand in front of a crowd of people and talk. But put a camera on me, and I get nervous. And that's the difference. He's taking me out of that comfort zone. So when you got people like that behind you, he gonna tell me, he's gonna critique me, he's gonna say, no, you shouldn't have did this, and it's okay, because I need it. If I want to rebrand myself and I want to do some things, I need to be out my comfort zone. So kudos, because he does it every day. Every day he made me do something different.